Thanks for tuning in to this next episode here on Maple Leafs Man Advantage. And I'm Hawkeye, and this is going to be certainly a much shorter video than the longer video I did last time. Um, what we're going to get into here is what happened really right after the 1969 playoffs for the Leafs. And what happened, you might ask? Uh, well, they were swept by the Boston Bruins, 4 games in the first round. And then supposedly just minutes after the Game 4 loss at Maple Leaf Gardens, Stockbridge Smythe came down to the Leafs dressing room and fired GM and coach Punch Imlach. He still had 1 year remaining on his contract at $35,000. Pretty handsome contract. That's 1969, $35,000. Pretty good there. Um, but, the fact that they were still going to be giving him this money. This did not dissuade Smythe from making the choice to cut ties with Punch. Um, now, my reaction to this, I would say, and as I said in my blog, when I first jumped into writing the blogs and looking into everything right on the onset, I was expecting myself to be angry and questioning why the Leafs would get rid of Punch. He was there for 4 Stanley Cups in the '60s. Why would they cut ties with him? Like, was it a new group of people coming in with new ideas against this old time um, Punch? Nope. But it was after reading stories about what happened and seeing interviews with some of the Leafs that played under Punch in Toronto. Um, and really, since they won the last cup in 1967, excuse me, almost every trade he made, they really weren't good deals for the Leafs in the end. So what I'm saying is I can see why this happened. Uh, don't worry though, Punch will be back. There'll be he will be back in about 10 years or so. Now, personally, in my opinion, they were a year too late in doing this. But anyway, the question that comes up now is who replaces Punch Imlach as GM and coach? Well, they brought in 2 guys to do the 2 jobs that he was doing. First off, we'll start with the general manager. That went to Jim Gregory. He had been in the Leaf system as a scout, and at this point, he certainly had no general managing experience at the NHL level, which I'm totally fine with. I don't care. Um, at this point, when you're cutting ties with someone like Punch Imlach, who had brought 4 Stanley Cups once again to Toronto, I'm fine with bringing in someone with no NHL experience. That's okay with me. Start anew. Let's bring somebody else in here. Jim was quite young as well. He was only 33 years of age when he was brought in as GM. Now, one thing I would say Jim seemed to have a good eye for it, like Punch. He certainly did as well. I would say he had an eye for talent. Um, he definitely he went on to make some excellent draft picks for the Toronto Maple Leafs during the '70s in drafting Hall of Famers who played some very valuable time in Toronto, bringing in guys that were Hall of Famers. He was able to do that and had an eye on talent and um, you know knew or what to expect out of a player, I guess, as a youngster. I do believe this was an excellent choice in bringing Jim Gregory in, and they got themselves a worthy man for the job. And I believe he was hired in May, if I'm not mistaken. Now, we'll jump over to the coach now, and that is going to be John McLellan. Like Jim, he had no NHL experience in the coaching. So once again, I am fine with that totally. So you have a rookie GM and a rookie coach. I'm not 100% sure how everyone may feel about this, um, but I'm totally fine with it at this point. Bringing in a clean slate, if you will, I'm totally fine with that. And in addition, John, Was a fairly young coach as well. He was only 41 years of age at the time of his hire. Now, he certainly was a player as well. He spent a lot of his time in the AHL, spent almost 500 games there playing. But John did play two games for the Toronto Maple Leafs back in 1951-52. And from what I could find out, he was a centerman as well. So there you go. So the Leafs were getting inserting some fresh blood into these management positions after 10 years of Punch Imlach. And there you go. I think that is the right direction to go. So there you have it. Just setting that up for the next season before we get into that, before we get to the next draft, everything like that. So there you go. Short little video. So if you like this video, go ahead and hit like or subscribe. I have got lots of videos in here so far about the Toronto Maple Leafs going through time, and other things going on in the NHL. And certainly I'm planning on putting a lot more on here too. And if you want to comment on anything, go ahead and do that. I'd love to talk hockey. So there you have it. So until next time, have yourself a wonderful day.